Well done, Cade. Shout out Cade for incredible holiday planning. But if there's anything, if you want any recommendations, I can let you know.
Hello?
Hello?
You okay? Is this Noel?
This is Waspical Bears.
I was told I was to Noel. Is Noel on his way?
I'm like the Noel conduit. Who's this?
This is Jimmy Tenpenny. I phoned off radio.
You won you're the radio competition winner.
Yeah, is this Noel?
Yes, this is Noel.
Hiya, Noel.
Hi, Noel.
How's it going, pal?
How you doing, Tenpenny? What?
How's Blobby doing? You bastard.
You don't want to know. Things got dark for Blobby. You know.
What do you mean?
Well, you know when the fame becomes too much.
Oh, he's not.
Things take a dark turn.
Substance abuse. Is it?
And he's always he's always going like, "Don't you know who I am?" But in Blobby talks, or blah, 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 blah.
What a bastard.
You can see it in his eyes. You look dead into those eyes, and you see something's not quite right.
From reality, those eyes, they all go different directions.
Oh, how do you think that's how that happened?
Oh my gosh.
Octorob, I have
narcotics.
I have been to that Mr. Blobby theme park. I went to Crinkly Bottom as a child.
Is there?
Sorry?
Is there somebody else there?
Is there someone else there?
Who are you talking to? Who's Rob?
Oh yeah, so Deal or No Deal's kind of become a bit more interactive recently. You get like viewer feedback.
Oh, okay. Here's some feedback. Get the boxes open quicker. Get to the ending. That's what everyone wants to see.
Is that going to be your strategy? You're going to just power through?
I mean, I'm not going to be one of them ones who walks around going, you know what? I've got a bloody list here. No, I'm not one of them.
Are you going to walk around? You're not going to pace. You're going to stay firmly in that seat.
I'm not bastard pacing.
And that unnecessarily high seat. Like a little baby chair.
You call him baby chair? I've seen your beard, Noel.
What's that got to do with babies?
Well, the state of it. You're a man baby, Noel. I don't want to get into it, Noel. Get me my box.
You've seen some hairy babies. Jimmy. Should I call you Jimmy?
Quite a wild accusation.
James?
Tonight. Yeah, I've got me cat here as well. Baked Bean.
Oh, hello, Baked Bean.
Say hello, Baked Bean. Hello. You okay?
Yeah. Are you doing a little voice for your cat?
No, this is me the cat.
Wait. This is the cat?
Yes.
Important question for you. My cat, Ira, do you know them?
We don't all know each other.
I don't know.
How offensive.
I don't know. You might have...
Jesus Christ.
Might have meetings.
No, what's happened to you?
But what I was going to say
is...
something my cat does a lot is lick her own bumhole.
Why is my cat just run off crying? What have you just said to him?
Oh, I was trying to lead up to a question to ask him. What's it like when you lick your own bumhole? But they've run off. Do you know the answer to that question?
How inappropriate.
I'm not hearing a no.
What? Move on. Move on to the boxes, Noel. This isn't like you. You've changed.
Have you got any family in the audience?
On the box you want to play with.
No.
Like, no significant others who might be watching at home?
How insensitive of you.
Insensitive?
How insensitive of you.
No?
Think who you're speaking to. Think who you're speaking to. You horrible bastard. What a piece of shit.
I've got some notes here from the producer. It says, Brenda. Brenda.
Yeah. I've got a couple notes here for you, sunshine. 10-4. All right. Horrible. Exclamation mark divorce. Jesus Christ.
I've got some notes from the producer. Says Brenda. Brenda?
Yeah. What a woman.
What a woman.
She's at a seminar at the moment.
She's at a seminar, so she won't be able to watch.
Well, I don't know. They might have TVs at the seminar. I don't ask questions.
What's the set? What kind of set? What's the seminar for? Oh, the Louisa.
Oh, the one today, it's for strategies at Scrabble. You know, like, should you go north, south, east, west? Should you be aiming for that triple word score, or should you just, just try and go where you're going?
What you really need to know is those the words that are like 2 letters, and it's like XI and that kind of thing. Those are your big hitters in Scrabble. I'm sure that's the first thing they'll be talking about.
Maybe.
What's your favourite board game?
What's my favourite board game?
Yeah.
Deal or No Deal, the board game.
Oh, wow. Which came first?
On my own.
The TV show or the board game, do you think?
The TV show, of course.
Okay, I don't know. You know, people, they've made, a Barbie film. They could have made a TV show based on the board game. There are films based on fucking rides.
You're just saying things. Makes sense, man.
There's a film based on... There's a series of films based on a Pirates of the Caribbean ride that has no relevance to the films at all.
There was also a Battleship film.
Yeah, I remember that recently.
Right.
Sorry, Rihanna.
Did they say you sunk my battleship in that
I
film?
hope so.
Surely they do.
Gotta be honest, I didn't make much effort to go and see it at all.
I watched it on a plane once. I didn't pay much attention then.
So, Jimmy, do you have a number between 1 and 22 that has any significance to you?
I'm gonna go with number 21.
Number 21. Any particular reason?
Mind your own business.
We're gonna have a bit of banter here. This is live television.
Here is your box.
Jesus Christ! Oh, it's one of them numbers, isn't it? You know when people talk about lucky numbers, you got your 21s and things like that. Okay.
I've never heard anyone say
sevens.
that. Never heard anyone ever say that.
Yeah, play blackjack. It's all about 21s, is it?
Well, I guess it's lucky to get that because that means you've won. So I'll take it. Okay.
Listen to Taylor Swift.
Isn't that 22?
She does 21, 22, 23, 4.
I mean, she's got kind of an endless kind of wave of creativity ahead of her then.
Well, absolutely, for many different reasons. She's a champion.
You've been listening to a lot of Taylor Swift recently?
You know damn well I have. What are you bringing it up again for? What's your problem?
Okay.
He wants to know.
What box are we going to start with? You've chosen 21?
No.
Yeah.
Get open number 5, because I don't like the way that bastard's looking at me. I want him out. Don't you scratch your bastard head while I'm talking to you.
Oh, that's Lenny.
Get out.
This is Lenny. We think Lenny might be a trained killer. You talk about the way you don't like he's looking at you.
Get it open.
Okay. What have you got there, number 5? Lenny, what do you got?
Open box 5, please.
250! That's good. That's good.
That's good. That's good.
What do you do for a living?
What do I do?
Yeah.
I own a cat cafe.
Oh, that sounds like hence your cat.
Pardon?
So it's a
Sounds
cafe
like my cat.
cafe that cats come and eat?
No, it's just a cafe that's got cats in it, and then you'll come and eat. So just imagine a normal cafe, okay, but instead of being left alone to do whatever it is you want to do, there's a cat.
I went to a cat cafe in Bratislava once, and none of the cats there gave a fuck about us. They didn't pay any attention to us. Didn't want us to give them attention.
But that's good. That means you just witnessed a bunch of self-assured cats doing their own thing. It's a wonderful thing to see.
I'd much
None of
rather
these show cats.
Yeah, show cats. I'd pay money to see that.
Well, I'll get Bean. Questions about Cat Cafe. You got some questions about Cat Cafe for me?
Yeah. Well, who am I talking to?
It's me, Big Bean.
Big Bean.
Oh, yeah.
When customers come into the cat cafe, what do you like to do?
Well, I just stay up on shelf.
And do you think that's
kind of thing?
And you think that's people want to see that?
What do you mean?
I've been to an owl cafe before.
They come to see me. I'm not there to see them. What are you showing me owls for?
Well,
I eat owls.
You eat owls?
I bite them in the neck till they stop wriggling.
You think you could
Just give
take
'em a
down an
little
owl?
shake, just to snap a couple bones, and then I bring it to my dad as a gift.
You think you could
You
take
put
down
it-
an owl?
Do I think I can? I do it daily. Nightly, sorry. Nocturnal, aren't they?
I say, yeah. Well, that might be why you're getting them, because it's the daytime, they're sleeping.
I
Not a
don't
fair
care when
fight,
they're
is it?
sleeping. No, what I do is I've got these little bunny ears, right, and I put them on, and I hop about a little bit, try to be a bunny rabbit, and then just as they're like a couple centimetres away, when I can hear talons are out, you know when they make that little noise.
Yeah, when they make that talon noise.
Ching! Snicked. That's the one. And then I turn around and go, got you! And they're like, you speak! And then I eat them.
Oh, they're amazed that you speak. It seems like they speak as well.
They do, and they sound just like me.
What is it? Or is it one of those things where all animals can actually talk to each other?
You're asking questions you don't want to answer to, you.
I really do want to know.
Yeah, we can talk, alright.
What have you all got
Apart from
planned?
fish. We can't talk to fish. That's a different thing, that.
Well, he's taking a little break for a while, isn't he? Right. What number are we going for next?
Give me a quick scan. Give me a quick scan of the people.
I mean, you've literally got everyone apart from one person.
Who do I not like the look of here? Who do I not like the look of? Number 10, get your bastard hair out your eyes, eh? Look at me when I'm talking to you!
This is Anthea Turner 1.
Get out!
We're going for box 10.
Number 22, I don't know what you're laughing at. You're next.
That's Wee Moira.
Moira's getting it. Go on, get it
Buy a
open.
dinner first. Okay,
Let's
here we go.
see what's in 10.
Anthea Turner 50p!
That's just what we were
Yeah.
That's excellent. You've got a strong foot. I don't know who I'm talking to, the cat or Jimmy, but either way, strong
Yes,
start.
You find a blue.
What do you mean? You're not talking to cat about the I'm picking numbers, not the bastard cat.
It's very difficult to know. So we're going for Wee Moira next.
Yeah, go on.
22. Someone thought earlier on, so Divin Inc. thought earlier on that it was a hat rather than hair.
Open
No,
box
that's
22.
a burn it. That you can tell that's a burn it.
£100.
£100!
Look at these blues! Whoa!
Look at that! You got 2 more to pick in this round.
Another blue, babe! We got another blue! Hey!
Alright, we need.
Where's that banker? Get him on phone.
He'll the banker. We don't have his number.
It's a one-way relationship.
Yeah.
I get that. Oh, 15! 15 just scratched his chin, he knows something. Get it open.
Vlad the
15.
vampire. We
Go
have
on.
suspicions about this person being a vampire. You ever encountered a vampire?
I've not known I was in prison.
Wait, what?
Yeah, there was something going on with vampires or some shit. I don't know. I was in prison.
You went to prison?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, for
Sorry if
about
this is
15
an
months.
intrusive question.
Go on.
What'd you go in for?
What did I go in prison for?
Yeah.
Oh, I punched a hole straight through a pensioner's chest. No. Straight through.
You
Straight
donutted
through the other
someone.
side. Kind of. Well, you know, I wish it kind of was donut, because, I mean, I'm telling you, I was expecting it to be a bit gooey inside, but it was dry as anything, pal. And came out cleaner than it went in.
Oh, like talcum powder.
Well, no. It was like kind of... It didn't stick to your skin like talcum powder did. I came out and it was just like, oh. It just kind of faded off me. And the noise the bastard made when it went in as well.
Who
like
was this person?
It was a guy by the name of Arthur Trout. You ever heard of him?
He's been on this show. He did
Arthur
say he was
Trout.
dead. He did say he was dead.
Oh, yeah, I sent him there. Hey, look at
Yeah,
that.
he said he's down. He said he's warm where he is.
Oh, he's warm, is he?
Yeah.
Oh, I did everyone a bloody favour then, didn't I?
So we don't know what he did.
He made a little noise when I punched him. Like that. Never forget
I've
it.
heard that Noel Edmonds has made a similar noise in his history.
You're
Okay.
no legend.
Vlad the vampire. That's what I mean. That's how I heard it. I made it.
Oh. Oh. Oh, hello. No, get out, Bean. That weren't me.
Here we go. Vlad the Vampire,
Box
15.
number 15.
3,000, yes! This is a strong opening round.
It was a red, Bean, but it was a good red.
An orange.
Choose
was an
your
orange.
next box.
It's good red, an orange.
What happens if you press up?
It goes forwards. It's forwards rather than up.
Oh, hey, look at that, eh? Zooming in on that.
Modern
Good
technology.
look at that board, banker. You a kid?
Banker's
Hey,
going to be absolutely squirming right now.
get in. Right. I'm gonna go. What's that number behind Noel's elbow though? Get rid of that. I don't like that. I don't like that he's trying to hide that from me.
19.
Get that open.
With turtleneck.
Turtleneck. Get your turtleneck out. No!
Box 19.
35,000.
£35,000.
Not
We
good.
didn't want that to happen.
Not awful,
We're fucking it up,
but not
Pete!
good.
We made a mistake.
It's okay though. If mistakes to make, that's one of the lesser mistakes to make. Oh, getting a phone call.
Oh, who is it?
I don't know.
Answer it then.
I am. Fuck's sake. This guy. What's up,
Here's
banker?
the banker's
It's the
opening
banker.
offer.
It's the banker.
Oh, how is he?
How are you doing?
Player 1, are you ready for the question?
He was doing fine until he saw this first round of yours. He's feeling a bit squirmy. So much so he's going to offer you 8,200 in the first offer. That's a big first offer.
It is a big offer. Okay, ask him write it down on a piece of paper for me. Has he done it?
You see it? 8,200.
Okay. Turn it sideways, get it up you. Hey, no deal. No deal.
No deal.
No deal.
Deal
No deal.
or no deal?
Here we go.
Let's open
We're
some.
going all the
Choose
way.
your next
Going all the way.
box.
Is there a deal that you, if there was a deal you got offered, that would you take it? Like, Will said over
'cause
20.
he'll be bloody listening to me, won't he? I know you're in cahoots. I know I've seen this show, no. Don't get past me like that. Number 2, get it open.
Number 2, it's Vera. She's considered the granny of the group. What have you got for us,
We can-
Vera?
Open box 2.
Come on,
1,000!
£1,000.
I swear to God, if you get to the top of this leaderboard, Tenpenny,
Where are you going next?
I'm gonna go mad.
Wait, you go.
In a positive way.
There's a bias. There's a bias happening. Alright, go on. Give us a list. Give us a pan again. Pan me
So-
around.
Here we go. We got Curse Kiefer's number 1.
Yeah. I'm gonna go with number 3 because that's clearly a mask. What they trying to hide?
Gregston.
You're actually too big for your body, son.
This is Gregston.
Gregston.
Yeah, it's the love child
Hey,
of
box up in
Greg
Gregston.
Wallace. Greg Wallace and Heston Blumenthal.
I can see it. I can bloody
Let's
see
open box number 3.
it. Get it open,
Here we
big
go.
head.
Tenpenny!
Yes! Tenpenny! That's me! That's me!
That's you.
That's me, not. Hey!
Oh,
Get it
Stickiest, thank you
open.
very much for the follow.
One more box before the next offer. Let's make it a good
Here
one.
we go! Here we go!
Oh, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
Listen, now moving on.
Yeah.
Not sure. Number 8.
Number 8, Reliable Wes. Are you going to be
Wes.
reliable?
Where's in your box?
He's had a up and down couple of games.
What's in
Well, that's a
box?
shame.
Reliable Wes. £5!
Get it open.
He's carrying on the reliable streak. The banker is... Oh, he's going to be raging.
Good.
Oh, my phone's
Is it
ringing.
ringing? Who is it?
I don't know. I mean, let me just
Answer
find
it.
out. Hello, who is this?
Hello?
It's the banker. It's the banker.
No.
Oh, bloody hell, how is he?
How are you doing? Even worse than before. Even
Oh,
worse.
that's a shame. What's wrong?
Player 1, are you ready?
He
for
says
the
he keeps
question?
stealing all his fucking money. Do you have a message for the banker?
Well, let's see what his offer is first, eh?
He wants to know what the offer is first. £12,000.
Well, no,
Fuck!
that could do me a lot of good. That could do me a lot of good.
What
that
would you
12 grand.
What
That
would
could
you
do me a
spend
lot of
that
good.
12 grand on?
Oh. Well, I don't know what I'd do first. Probably recouping my debts. You know.
Prison debts?
Maybe No, not prison debts. No, bowling debts. I'm an avid gambler.
Bowling?
Bowling, yeah.
What do you mean?
Keep betting. What do you mean? What do I mean? What do you think bowling betting means?
You're placing bets on bowling games?
Yeah, yeah, like bowling competitions.
You gamble on that?
Yeah. Why is this such a big surprise to you? What's going on?
To be honest, I've never heard anyone gambling on bowling.
What? It's just a wager, man. Someone throws a ball at a bunch of things, and whoever does that the best gets money. What
you went a bit Geordie. You went a bit Geordie then.
Well, I'm getting pissed off at you know.
It's a wager, man.
I'm livid.
Would you be still livid if you take this £12,000?
Well, I have considered it. You know, I've been sitting here. Me and Bean have been talking. I've been putting you on mute while we have a bit of conversations. You know, while you waffle on.
Question is it deal or no deal?
I'll tell you. Right after this ad break. I'm just kidding, everyone. No deal.
You're such a practical joker, Tenpenny. You know, that's something you don't really mention too much.
Who doesn't mention?
Like, you never, like, in getting to know you, you didn't say, you know what?
Let's open some more boxes. Choose a box to open.
I love punking people. You like punching people.
I don't love punching people. I don't love punching people.
Punking. You're a real Aston Kutcher.
Watch your mouth!
But I'm talking about Kutcher.
13.
Oh, it's unlucky for some.
Well, not for me! Get it open.
Let's see.
Unlucky for some. Keep it low. Keep it blue.
Keep it blue. 75,000's gone.
£75,000.
That's one of the big ones. That's one of the big ones, Jim.
Your face. It has to go. If I'm going to get that 250,000, that one's got to get shifted. Exactly. That's a win in my book.
That's exactly right. Now, I will tell you that in our previous contestant, someone called Walls, he chose box 22, and then he started with 21, and box 21 had the 250,000 in it.
What do you want me to do with that information? Start a graph?
Whatever you will.
Nothing.
Then
we plod on.
Alright.
Get panning.
Are we panning for gold is the question.
Pan me right. Let's have a look at these.
Oh, I'll pan you right.
Lovely people. Get rid of number 7 there. He's off on his own. I feel bad for the guy.
Cool guy Isaac.
You get it back. Yeah, you get it back. You get it back, pal. You get it back.
He's just a cool guy. He's got like a leather, kind of thick leather bracelet on.
Oh, one of them balancing ones.
Yeah, he's just a cool guy.
Down. Go on, get it back. Get yourself warm.
Open box 7.
It's a thin shirt, that, Isaac.
1 penny!
Yes!
Cool guy Isaac!
Oh, get in!
Cool guy Isaac got a wolf whistle from the crowd there.
Let's make it a good one.
Right, one more blue, and this is an absolute blinder of a round.
Right, get a pant left.
Got 11, 17, 14, 12, 16, and 1. Got Cursed Keith.
A second.
Can't fit them all in at the same time.
No, I get you. I understand. You know what I'm going to get rid of? You know what I'm getting rid of next?
Who are you getting rid of next?
I'm getting rid of number 16.
Number 16, Scaramanga.
The suit is way too bright and it's hurting my retinas.
Have you got the gold gun for a Scaramanga?
16.
20,000. Not too bad. Not good.
It's gotta go.
It's gotta go. Exactly. It's gotta go. It's gotta go.
We're just getting rid of trash.
Oh. Sorry, I'm getting another call. I should probably turn my phone off.
Who is it?
Hello? Who is this?
Banker.
It's the banker.
Yeah.
Oh, how is he?
How you doing?
He's repeating his last offer.
Whoa! I've never known you to do that before, banker.
Is he slurring?
He's repeating himself.
Oh my god, he's slurring up a storm.
He's repeating himself a lot. So much so, he's offering you literally the same deal as last time. £12,000.
Well, then you'll get the same answer as last time, dickhead. Up your ass! Get it no dealed.
No dealed.
Deal or no deal?
Right, we've got to carry on this trajectory. We've got to get rid of these
Okay,
blues,
Let's
Tenpenny.
open some more boxes.
I know
Choose a
it
box.
play game.
Do you have any association with the colour blue?
Well, I will used to be in the police. They say that's blue, right?
Yeah, the boys in blue.
Or sexist.
That's just it's just a
Jeez.
phrase.
I think this is your last day on job, Noel. You've been awful today. Number 11, get it open.
Number 11. Here we go.
Number 11!
My original thought was to say Blue Lives Matter. I decided against it.
Don't say that. You don't say that. We don't even say that.
Oh.
Box 11. Let's take a look.
Box 11. Oh, it's 100,000. It has
It's
to
gotta
go.
go.
It's gotta go.
Noel. It's gotta go.
Exactly. It's got to go.
Don't worry about it.
The big money.
It's gotta go.
Where are we going next? Left or right?
Pan me right, Noel. Pan me right.
Well, I won't pan you wrong.
Number 6. Button your bloody shirt up.
Prince
Number
Harry.
6. Number 6.
Prince Harry time. Prince Harry's known to do some quite painful blows.
I've heard he's bloody audio.
Quite toothy. 10,000!
£10,000.
It's good.
That's
it's
good.
Red, but
That's
it's
good. The crowd love
It's
it.
red, but it's good, just like Prince Harry. It's red, but it's
Got
good.
Red mist. Choose your next box.
Is it good? Like Prince Harry. Is Prince Harry good?
Prince in my heart.
Oh. Right or left?
I miss Diana.
We all miss
12.
Diana. 12. Cousin Calvin.
Cousin Kelvin.
Come on, Cousin Calvin.
Box.
We bonded
12,
it back, me
please.
and Kelvin.
£50! And rightly so.
Kelvin.
You're bonded even stronger now, Cousin Calvin.
Right. Right.
You okay?
That was
Oh,
an
excited.
okay round, and I wonder.
Rightly so. You've played an absolute blinder. Probably the best game
Thank
we've
you.
seen today.
Thank you very much. Oh, phone's ringing. Who's that?
Oh, hello. Who is
Hello.
this? It's the banker.
Oh, is he okay?
You okay?
He's repeating his last
Oh,
offer.
come- I've never known you to be like this
Player
before,
one,
banker.
Are you ready for the question?
I've never known you to be like this before. Third time in a
You
row.
broken?
£12,000.
Okay, right. Well, I'll tell you. You know what I'm considering this time?
Have a look at this board. Let's have a look at the board. You've got
Okay.
4 blues, 4 reds.
4 blues, 4 reds. That's like
3
a
of those
pattern,
reds
isn't
are
it?
above the offer. You've got
That's
5.
true.
You've got 5 things below. We got
Ask
2
him right
more
down
rounds of
12,000.
picking if you go no deal.
Ask him write it down.
Write it down. I've hung up on him.
Oh, well if
But he'll
you're
see it in the
listening,
He's in the gallery. He's watching in the gallery.
Write it down, screw it up, and chalk on it, you frigger. No deal.
I was going to say, is that no deal?
Or no deal?
I said no deal.
No deal!
We're going all the way.
All the
Let's
bloody
open
way,
some more
everyone.
boxes. Choose a box to open.
Left or right?
We're going back left. We're going back left.
We're swinging to the left. You got 3 options. You got Cursed Keith, the Anti-Lenny, and the Goth.
Who's anti-Lenny?
So 14 is Anti-Lenny because they're pretty much wearing the same clothes.
Yeah. We'll go anti-Lenny then.
Here we go, Anti-Lenny.
What's in 14?
15! It's gotta go, it's gotta go!
It's gotta go. It's gotta go.
Where are you going next?
Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it. Right,
It's gotta go.
which way are we going?
We're going back left.
Going back to the left.
Going back left.
So you got Cursed
Like
Keith or the
Peter
Goth?
Capaldi's staring me down there. We're going goth.
Go
Going
Goth.
Goth.
Number 17.
Number 17.
Box number
Never liked
17.
golf.
Gonna go full Goth. £1!
That's
£1 goth. Hey!
Woo! Jim, this is absolutely sensational
One more
play.
box
What's been
before
your
the next
what's been your tactics? What have been your strategy here?
My tactics and strategies today, Noel. It's been have a good look at the boxes.
Mm-hmm.
Pick one and open it.
Yeah. Hey! We going back to the left or we going to the right now? It's looking good. It's looking real good.
Is he ringing back?
Not yet.
12,000. Here, I offer him 12,000. Eat a nut. Hey! Number 18, no.
Tory MP.
Tory MP.
One of the most ruthless bastards we have on this game.
Get this up, you ruthless bastard. 18. Woo!
Ruthless, not Ruf. His name's not Rufus Bastard. Maybe he should be called Rufus Bastard.
Ruthless bastard.
Here we go.
Box 18.
Box 18. 50k. It's gotta go. It's gotta go.
It's gotta go. It's gotta go, no. If I'm getting that 250, it's gotta go.
Look at that 250. It's there.
Hey!
Oh.
Where's the claps for that? You pull your face.
Oh, sorry. My phone's ringing.
Oh, who is it?
Hello, banker.
Oh, it's the banker.
Oh, how is he?
How you doing? Oh, you've got a tight gooch. He's got a tight gooch.
I beg your
Player
pardon.
one,
He's
are
got a
you
tight
ready
gooch.
for the question?
I do me kegels. Oh, he has.
Yeah, not you. I'm not saying. Have you? Have you?
Well, I've not inspected it lately, but...
Well, have a look. Just have a little feel now.
Oh, yes, not so bad.
Is it? Can you read it like Braille?
No, I'm kind of stuck in a little bit. Carry on. I need to untie this knot.
Not. Ooh.
Oh, jeez.
Oh,
What's
you
he want?
finally changed your mind about the 12,000.
It's better be higher.
It's higher. It's
better be
14.
higher.
It's 14,000. That seems
Not much higher.
It's 40. That seems low considering what you've got. That seems low to me.
You sound a bit biased there, no? You,
Well, that
you're tempting me to
250?
take it. What you want, you? Why are you
I
trying
want you to.
swing
I
that?
want you to
You're
win.
You're supposed to be impartial here.
I want you to win
Why do you want me to win?
because I'm the nice host. That's
What's
supposed
in
to
it
be
for
the
you?
contestant.
I'm not splitting it with you.
Ratings.
You had no input.
Ratings is what's in it for me.
Ratings.
Yes.
No deal.
So what about a viewer count?
No
Think
deal.
of Think of the clips.
Deal
Get that clipped.
or no deal?
Clipping the
No
no
deal.
deal. Final round of
Deal.
picking.
Is it? Oh
Is
shit!
that a
You
brave
didn't tell me that
or
before.
a foolish
Deal.
decision?
Deal.
Let's play on and find out. It's
too late.
Okay.
Fuck.
Let's open some more boxes.
Oh, I'm
Choose a box.
praying
to
for a
open.
250,000
right.
versus a 10. Okay, which way are we going?
Get me right. Get me right.
We got Pinky, we got Anthea 2, and we got McGee.
McGee.
Number 4. McGee is 4, yeah?
McGee.
Here we
Box
go, McGee.
number
What have you
4.
got? 5,000. It's got it. It's good. It's good.
5,000. He's gotta go. He's red and he's gotta go.
These next two have to be blue.
Choose your
Next
next
to-
box.
One red. He's 250. Oh.
Okay.
We'll get it here then. We'll get it here then. I don't want to hear it. Right, it's just me and you.
Okay, we've got Curse Keith at 1.
Get it, number 1. Get it done.
Number 1,
Get
Curse
it done.
Keith.
Stop panning. Get back.
His face is probably the same texture as your gooch, I imagine. Here
That's
we go.
offensive. Get it open.
Open box number 1.
Oh, this is
please.
tense.
£250,000.
Bastard.
It's 250! Oh!
One more box before the next.
It's gotta go! Oh, Tenpenny! Jim Tenpenny! How are you feeling? Have you left? Oh. If you've just left. If you had some... Do we need to call some emergency services? Guys, we might have a medical emergency. We might have to cut to break. We might need to cut to commercial here. Ah, the silence of a broken man. He's gone to punch an old man in the chest. Have we ever had a rage quit before?
Hello? Hello?
Are you okay?
Hello? It's me, Bean.
Bean, Bean?
Hello?
Bean, is everything okay there?
No, he's gone down.
He's gone down?
He's gone down.
He's gone down?
He's gone down.
Are you medically trained, Bean?
It's okay. Carry on. Get the boxes open.
What
He'll
box?
be fine.
Bean, which box?
We gotta keep going.
Which box, Bean?
Which one's left? I've not been watching.
Go on, you got 20 or 9, Bean.
Just pick one quick. 20.
20 or 9,
Get
20.
open.
What's
Quick!
in box 20?
750.
Now,
That's still.
the one we were
You've got to have the
trying
lowest
to
boxes
avoid.
available.
It don't matter at this point.
With
I've got more priority. Just keep going. Get through it.
Oh, hang on, Bean. I'm getting a phone call.
Oh, who is it?
Hello?
Hello?
Bean, it's the banker. Banker, we've got a medical emergency here.
What does he want? I've not got time.
That's a derisory offer.
He's got a derisory offer for you. It's £150,
Player one, are you
Bean.
ready for the
We'll
question?
take it. Deal. We'll
Deal?
take it.
You're gonna
Come
deal?
on, deal. We'll take it. Come on.
You're taking a deal?
Or
How many
no
dreamies could you buy with all that?
It don't matter. Quick.
Okay. I mean, if you've
Okay,
got £10
that
in
money
this
is
box,
safe.
you'll have beaten the
Now,
banker.
let's play on.
That's good. I'll take that win.
Right deal at the right time.
Are you ready for me to open the box? One on the phone.
Yeah, quick.
It's
Bye.
5